Hey everybody, I just want to say hi to Vance because we're happy to see you back in the comments because you were in the movies.
He was at Disney last week.
Oh, he was at Disney
when we were on last week.
So with that, we'll start our recording. I just wanted a special shout out to Vance. Vance, when I'm at Disney, you need to be in the park and come see me. You saw Logan.
I was gonna say he ran into Logan Sekelo.
I'll even if I'm on something that's a turntable, I'll get off the turntable.
You will even get down and talk to. You won't even just sit there. I'm just kidding.
What if it's 2 turntables and a microphone?
That's a different story.
I mean, it's where it's
I
at.
would probably keep the microphone just so it's sort of louder talk because it's usually loud in there.
Gotcha.
I got a little bit. I will say I got a little bit motion sickness on that towards the end of. We had breakfast on.
I've never been
the Garden
there.
Grill and. Like it was fine for the most part, but then towards the end I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm about to be
I don't think I could eat on there. I think I would be barfing.
Yeah.
And here comes the eggs.
He's got his AP back, so he can go to the parks now.
Oh, cool. I need to call and renew mine like yesterday. Anyways, all right, I'm going to start recording episode 240. It's the big one. No. I take a cough drop. I've got this cough.
You got this cough? Just this one?
This one.
Was that it?
I don't have any.
It's gone now?
I don't have any of other people's coughs.
Just one cough that's just like keeps going.
Comes back, yeah.
Around, like you cough it out, it comes back in, cough it out again.
Sucks up somewhere?
Oh, sucks up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it comes back out.
That's how coughs work, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah.
Are we ready, Katrin?
Yeah. The little thing where I throw up the chat on there isn't working, so sorry, fans, you won't see your chat message or anybody else watching. Oh well, that's fine though.
Here we go. 3. Hello and welcome to iamGEEK. This is episode 240. I'm Ryan, joined by my brother Chris. I'm going to get it out there. And our good pal Katrin. I'm not even going to start that over.
Wow. Hey.
You know? I'm just going to leave it like it is. Why? Because, sometimes we mess up in life. It's got to live with it.
That's true.
And it's okay.
Pick yourself back up and keep going.
Yeah. And just remember, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and hopefully, doggone it, people like you.
Well, people do like you. Good grief.
I'm sure there's people out there.
Yeah, somewhere.
It's a big world.
It's a big blue world. We're talking about Disney tonight. I'm so out of it. The sickness, again, has been running through my house. We can't get rid of the sickness stuff. All of us.
Down with the sickness?
I'm not down with the sickness. But we're going to talk about Disney tonight. There was a meme or something going around a while back that we thought that would be a fun show. So basically, we have this saying, we should have made it where we could put it on the screen, but we didn't because I don't think ahead.
That's all right.
Just fine.
Yeah.
Basically, you can only pick 3 rides. That's it. And those are the only rides you can ride.
These are 3 rides across all of the 4 parks, right?
Yes.
At Walt Disney World.
So you may have 1 ride in one park, 1 ride in another. That would make it sort of a pain. Like, well, I guess I'm riding this 1 ride all day because I can't park up till 2.
It splits up
I mean, I feel like you would just make it into 1 park at that point, though.
I guess so.
Or is it that you can only ride those rides? Like, there's other rides there, but you can only ride those 3.
They're like, you go to another ride, and they're like, excuse me, sir.
You're out of here.
This is not one of your rides.
Got your poster up there with your face like, I'm sorry, you're not allowed.
But then I talked about, like, what if I pick 3, Katrin picks a different 3, and Chris picks a different 3. If we all go together, could we ride each other's rides?
Yeah, but then we got to coordinate.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'd actually have to go together too, right?
Yeah,
that's
kind of iffy.
That's a big ordeal.
So the meme thing, says no explanations, but that would make a boring podcast.
Very boring. Yes.
So we're going to give explanations, and then if we have time, we're going to give our bottom 3 that we want gone, that we want
I think that's the easier
full
part.
depths. Yeah, that was the easier part. The top 3 was my number 1 was easy.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 was sort of difficult because there's a lot of good rides.
Yeah.
But before that, a little news, some little Disney news, since we're talking about Disney. When was this announced? Like in the last week, I think, that Disney is offering something that makes the Galactic Star Cruiser look like chump change.
Yep.
A trip. How many days is the trip?
24 days.
24 days. First off, who has 24 days that they could just go on a trip?
Well,
who doesn't?
I guess if you have the amount of money it costs, then
you probably can do whatever you want.
It's limited to 75 people. It'll be next year in June, July, I think, something written.
It doesn't really matter.
We're not going.
You visit every park, every Disney park in the world by riding on a private jet. You also, for some reason, throw in the pyramids,
the other wonders of the world.
Eiffel Tower, my house for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah,
a little creepy.
But hey,
whatever.
It'll be a bunch of rich people coming over, and I'll be like, "Oh, you got to pay the extra fee at the door. You can't use my shower because it's broken, but." And the hot tub's on the fritz. It's $110,000.
Yeah.
It includes 68 meals.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Is that enough meals for all 24 days? I guess.
Probably.
I can't do math.
Who knows?
Yeah, but like the breakfast is like, here's a croissant.
Yeah. It's a holiday inn breakfast.
It depends on where you're at. You know, if you're in France, croissant.
England, a biscuit.
Yeah. If you're in the parks, it's just a Mickey ice cream bar. That's one of the meals. Just Mickey ice cream bar.
One day it's just all Mickey ice cream bars. That's it. Every meal is just a Mickey ice cream bar.
Hey, they didn't say what kind of food you were eating.
No.
They said they'll give you enough for 68 meals. It could be turkey legs, ice cream bars, popcorn,
churro.
Living high on the hog.
Now that would be cool if on the private plane. Like that's the selection.
Yeah.
You know, the Dole Whip machine that's on the plane. Oh, would you like a Dole Whip?
Little turbulence. It's fine.
That was my part. I told you guys is the part I would hate the most is being on that private jet because any kind of small plane is not usually smooth as a ride in a bigger jet. The smaller jets, you're just, you feel the movement a little bit more, the turbulence a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that would be my least favorite part. But
I would be high on Dramamine or knocked out on Dramamine the whole time.
I would probably make an exception and figure out a way to not be nervous the whole time.
Jennifer can do some therapy on you for that.
Yeah, somebody in the Vance in the comments said that's $220,000 for a couple. You imagine having that much money just to throw around?
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to buy myself, wife. I'm sorry. You have to stay home. We can't afford both of us.
Yeah, we can't afford. But I think this is a good way to get your significant other to let you go on the Star Cruiser. You say, "Hey, there's this new trip. It's 24 days, but it's around the world, and you get to go to all Disney parks. Oh my! How much is it?" Well, before I tell you that, there's this other thing that I like to do. It's called the Galactic Star Cruiser. It's only 2 days, so we'll be gone a lot shorter time. So the 24-day trip is $110,000. I mean, that's a lot of money, I know, but it'll be fun. But the other trip, it's only a couple thousand.
Yeah, I see this backfiring. So 2 days, and I can't leave a warehouse, or I go around the world to all the
video
Disney
games.
You can take a Switch with you and play on the plane.
You can move rocks.
You can move rocks.
I still really want to go on the Star
Oh
Cruiser.
yeah, no, we're just. It would be grand. A few
couple grand.
Yeah. Not just a couple. If you're going, unless you're going with a bunch of people that are paying for their part.
That's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Find a bunch of people.
Yeah, it's when you're talking about paying for a family, it becomes a week-long trip. The cost of a week-long trip in a cheap hotel is what it turns out. And you're only there for 2 days, 2 nights, whatever. 2.5 days.
There is some of our friends, Dano from the Dano channel.
Yep.
And the Princess and the Scoundrel who were on. They're trying to get. They're talking about getting a trip where basically they're calling it a Star Cruiser takeover, where a bunch of people with the same sort of mindset.
Yeah, but they know each other and all that.
Yeah, all book at the same time. So probably not the whole ship, but the majority of it. That way, you all know what you're going into, and you can have fun.
Flash mobs.
I'm all into that. That'd be cool.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Which I see the Princess and the Scoundrel tomorrow because we're going to visit a local escape room that invited us, Terror Isle, which is like a pirate themed escape room.
Very cool.
And then, so we're going to do that tomorrow, which is going to be fun. And then Terror Isle wants to come on the show and talk about their escape room.
Oh, cool.
That'll be fun. Yeah. So I'll do that tomorrow with them. So that'll be fun. I'll meet them in person.
Did they ever find out if they're going to be able to go to Comicpalooza? I wonder if they tried to get into that.
I don't know, but that's a good segue.
Segue.
Wink, wink. Because Comicpalooza is coming up in July. It's like 30 days away or something like that.
It is. Yeah. We're at a month away. Yeah.
Month away. And my cosplay is not ready at all.
Mine is just about there. I've got to get some
Boba
stuff
Fett
printed.
may not be coming to Comicpalooza with me because I have not had time to do any of that. Mr. Knight may be coming with me.
There you go.
Master Roshi may show up again.
There you go. That one was a hit.
Yeah,
it was. People like the Master Roshi.
Or you could just make it into Arnold Schwarzenegger. Did you see the picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger on a bike?
Oh, yeah, he's wearing like a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah.
He's got the gray beard. But what's his name? Anyway, so Mr. Knight may be coming. I just got to figure out how to breathe in that thing. So I'll figure that out. And then we may have a trio costume that we may do. Right? Maybe?
Yeah. Maybe.
Cobra.
Sure.
No,
I
was just going to say Cobra.
Yeah.
That's all I was going to say.
Yeah.
3-headed cobra.
Yeah. I got to figure out how to get my helmet there if I'm going to put it in a suitcase or send it to you.
Just wear it.
I could just wear it in the airport. No questions asked.
No.
Or we need to see your ID. It just has a picture of me on the ID.
Yeah. I was a man.
That's coming up. What's the exact dates?
So it is July 15th to the 17th. We'll be there the 16th and 17th, which is Saturday and Sunday. So
I may be there the 15th.
Yeah. I don't know what's all going on the 15th. I think there's
I may be around.
You're around. You're in the area, so you'll be able to go. But we're super excited to be welcomed back into the podcast partnership program. So we don't know all the details yet of what all we're going to do, but it looks like we're going to be able to do another show on the floor or in a panel room. We're not 100% sure yet. And they may have some other new things for us. So we're excited to find out what all could be happening. So.
Guests are still coming out. They're still announcing guests.
Yeah.
So just keep checking back with Comicpalooza.
Yeah, be sure to get your tickets. Go to comicpalooza.com if you're in the Houston area, of course.
Or if you just want to come visit.
We'll be in the Houston area if you want to come visit.
Yeah. Come on down, man.
Ryan's got the room.
Yeah, sort of. Speaking of escape rooms, really fast, Vance reminded me in the comments.
Yeah.
Universal is coming out with an escape. They're calling it an escape experience, I think.
Ooh.
I don't know how that's different from escape rooms, but it's experience. That is going to be themed to Katrin. I'm surprised you haven't like booked your trip for this. Like,
I mean,
just
we'll
for
be
this.
there in December, right? So we've
Sure.
got time. We got
Back to the
fill in
Future.
some space. So.
Yeah, Back to the Future and Jurassic World themed escape experiences.
Yeah, I'm super excited to find out
Cool.
what that is really about. You know, it seems like it's probably more than just an escape room, which there's escape rooms with people in them, but I bet there's going to be like people to interact with and like this big storyline instead of just a bunch of puzzles,
That'd be cool.
right? And
Mhm.
Cool.
more like maybe because in some ways, Rise of the Resistance is planned, right? You know, you're going to do all these things or whatever in it, but I mean, there's still like these different things you're going to do, but I don't know. I think it's going to be it's an experience, right? It's not just an escape room, but you're going through the experience.
One point you have to take like a metal door off a stove and like put it underneath your clothes so you get shot, like that type of thing.
Yes.
Did they say when it opens?
I don't think I've seen anything. I think it's just
Yeah,
coming
that's-
soon, or like I think this fall. I think is actually what it said. So
Oh, I'll be there in November.
yeah, that's right.
So
For the thing.
the thing live. If you're a creative person or an entrepreneur and you're looking for a conference that is geared toward that,
Yeah.
this is the thing to go to.
The
The thing
Thing?
live. Check it out. Thethinglive.com, I think.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I'm going to cough for a minute so you guys keep talking.
Vance in the comments says probably more task based than puzzles. Yeah. I think it'll be a mixture of both.
Yeah, like a group. Maybe the group possible.
Yeah.
I did see also kind of like the something totally different. They announced today that they've hired a writer director for a new Disney Plus Marvel show
Okay.
with Wonder Man.
Sorry.
Shocking.
What? Yeah, you sent that
Isn't it
to us.
supposed to be Wonder Woman? They're just changing
Wonder
everything
Man.
these days.
No, that's what.
Wonder Bread Man. I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, Wonder Bread Man. Yeah, which is exciting. That's one of the few like more known Avengers from the comics that they haven't really tackled yet. From like the 70s, especially stuff like that. He was one of the West Coast Avengers. They briefly kind of played with that character. I think Guardians of the Galaxy, they had like a movie poster with the actor, but it was, of course, I'm sure this is going to be completely different. And he has a lot of ties to Wanda and Vision. So it'll be interesting to see if they actually tie that into them or if it's going to be just completely on its own.
Yeah. Very cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was they were just creating a character that it's the 2000s.
Yeah, Wonder Man. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, it should be interesting. He was originally a villain, right?
He started out as a villain in like the 60s, wasn't too popular, and then they switched him over and made him into a hero in like the 70s or something like that.
Yeah. Well, cool. We will be having a Obi-Wan show after it's over. Yeah, I'll round up. My wife hasn't watched it yet, but she was like, "Can I come on the show?" I'm like, "You haven't even watched one episode." I told her that it dealt with some of his basically his PTSD. Obi-Wan's, and she's like, "Oh, I could come talk about that." So we'll look at the numbers and we'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll give the last episode to that.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Anyways, let's talk Disney rides in particular, or attractions, not rides.
Attractions. Yeah.
Disney attractions. Let's get it right here, Ryan. Gosh. So, I guess I should just name all the rides that are on this list, and then you can play along at home.
Yeah.
We'll have we can put the picture in our group.
It's already there. I think you've already posted it there. Yeah.
Yeah. You can post it again.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's Pirates of the Caribbean, Big Thunder Mountain, Haunted Mansion, Enchanted Tiki Room. I need to get new glasses. Under the Sea, Little Mermaid. Now, is that the ride or the show? That's a ride, right? Yeah.
Sure.
I assumed it was
Everest?
the ride because of the logo
Yeah, I
that
did
they
too. But
used.
then I was trying to remember if that's what it's called, Under the Sea.
That was the dance at Back to the Future, actually. The
Yeah,
Yeah.
Undersea.
true.
Under the Sea. Yeah. Enchanted.
Muppet Vision 3D. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. Jungle Cruise. Frozen. Something. Whatever the Frozen ride's called. I can't see it on here.
It's the Frozen ride
Guardians
is what
of-
it's called.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
ride.
Galactic Rewind.
Cosmic Rewind.
Cosmic Rewind.
Cosmic
You're right. Yeah,
Rewind.
not Galactic.
Yeah. Splash Mountain. Living with the Land. Peter Pan's Flight. The People Mover. The Seas with Nemo and Friends. Rise of the Resistance. Toy Story Mania. Kali River Rapids. Slinky Dog Dash. Soarin'. Carousel of Progress. Space Mountain. Imagination. It's the Figment ride. Just call it the Figment ride. Mission Space. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. The Millennium Falcon. Smuggler's Run. Dinosaur. Test Track. Star Tours. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Flight of Passage. It's a Small World. And Kilimanjaro Safari.
So it's not every attraction and ride.
No.
Right? So it's
It's
like
just-
it's
it's just
missing
these.
Buzz Lightyear, Ranger Spin.
Those are
right?
all gone. Those all
Just
they closed down. This is all that's left.
destroyed and an asteroid hit.
Yep.
And all the rest
Yep.
of them are. The fire is quickly spreading. You can only save 3.
Yeah, these are all that's remaining from the fire. There's lava everywhere.
The floor is lava.
Floors. There's a new season of Floors Lava.
It
Yes, there
anyways.
is.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of, real quick, have you all watched Is It Cake? Have you?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
yeah, we
so
watched some of
great.
that.
We watched a bunch of it. We haven't finished it, but
Is it cake?
it's pretty good shit.
Yep. All right. Who wants to start? You want to just go one and then one and then one?
Yeah, sure.
You want me to start and get the obvious out of the way?
I'll go. I'll go.
I mean, I can get the obvious out of the way.
Whatever. I'll go.
Yeah, that's fine. He's gonna pick mine and then mess me all up.
Well, I mean,
Big-
it's still you can still have your list, and it's you don't have to change it.
Yeah, you have to. I would like to choose
Alex,
the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
I thought you would.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
It's I don't. It's just it's a fun ride. It's a little bit different of experience each time, like not knowing up and down and everything. It's just it has this nice classic feel. The atmosphere is just
Yeah.
great. How they set everything up beforehand, and it has that kind of creepy kind of quality that kind of gets you like excited as the ride's progressing before like the big drop and everything. And I remember that it's probably one of the more like adventurous rides as a kid that I can remember, like first going on.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and like going into the park, you see like that big kind of like billboard thing that has like the elevator on the outside kind of shaking around. It's just kind of iconic.
People have been up there for years.
I know. Those poor people. I know they changed it to the Guardians of the Galaxy one at Disneyland, but and I like Guardians, but like I haven't ridden that one, but I can't. If I had to choose between the two, I'd have to go to the Tower of Terror.
I've ridden both of them, and
There you go.
the Tower of Terror is better, I think. That's just me. But of course, I only rode the Guardians of the Galaxy once, and it was with a bunch. I mean, the rest of the little elevator was full of screaming teenage girls,
Yeah.
and I was so nauseous after that.
Yeah, it just has that classic Hollywood feel that like you would think of with like MGM.
Yeah.
Or Hollywood. Yeah.
The older I get, though, it's harder to ride. I'm done with the truth. It makes me sick to my stomach every time. But it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun to throw a handful of change.
Yeah. Oh, that's great every time. Yeah.
Just a bunch of quarters.
That or just jacks. Like,
So we read all of the books I just lost it. What's the books about Disney World at night? The
Kingdom
Keepers. Thank you. Good grief! But it's when you get further in the series, it ties into the hotel and not so much not the ride really, but the hotel, and they go back in time in this one part, and it's kind of interesting how to describe things. And
Steve Gutenberg. I mean, come on.
That's true. The movie, which is still not on Disney Plus, I don't think.
What?
Come on, Disney. They probably owns the rights to it, or not the rights, but the streaming rights to it.
Yeah.
There's a Imagineer that I've met a few times, and he always tells the story of how that ride was made because he was part of the team. He's at the Thing Live. He's always at the Thing Live. So if you go to Thing Live, you can meet him. McNair is what people call him. McNair. He actually met Walt Disney when he was a kid.
Very cool.
Said that he would like to know how to be able to work and make all these rides. Yeah. And he's like, I bet you will one day, son. And he did.
There you go.
He saw the future.
Yeah, but he's worked as an Imagineer for a long time. Anyways, but so originally Mel Brooks was brought in.
Oh.
And they were going to do a ride with Mel Brooks. And they pitched him some ideas. And McNair pitched him with his team. And originally there was actually going to be a hotel.
That's right.
And the ride would be part of the hotel, basically. So you could stay there. It would be a hotel that was on the outskirts of Hollywood Studios. You could stay there, and then there's a ride attached.
Very cool. And
I think originally it was going to be like based around Mel Brooks movies, maybe the
Baseballs.
No, the
Blazing Saddles.
No,
I love Blazing Saddles.
History of the World, Part 2.
No, what's the
silent movie. Not that one.
No, Young Frankenstein. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Young Frankenstein. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's what it was. I could be getting that wrong. Anyways. So that's I can't tell the story like he tells it, but he goes into detail.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Anyways, okay, who's next?
I'll go next, and I won't pick yours because I know what you.
Oh.
But it is on my list, so I'll have to skip it. Whoop! That's not where my list is. I'll pick. I'm gonna go off a little bit, and it's so People Mover is on my list.
Oh,
you don't get Space Mountain with the People.
I don't care. I'm not a Space Mountain fan.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm okay with that. But we actually had this conversation, my wife and I, one day, and we went through and that was one that popped up, and I was like, I didn't think about that, but that's like one of the best things to do, and just so relaxing, and you get to see everything in the park, because one of the rules we said is, maybe it's just you only get to ride these certain rides, right? So you can still see everything and
I could
go around.
See everything from Tower of Terror.
Yeah, of course.
Super quick.
But it's one of those things that you always want to go ride it because you get quite a breeze, but it's not super fast and it's comfortable, and of course you can't take drinks on it, but it's a relaxing ride. You can see people walking around, and so it's something you feel like you always need to do, and it stinks when it's not working, which was the case the last time I went, I think so, or last time. So.
Did you see the video of the cast member having to push it?
No,
with people in it. It broke down, and he was like pushing the People Mover.
I don't remember riding the People Mover. I'm sure I've ridden it, but I don't know.
You don't really ride the People Mover. You experience the People Mover,
or you nap on it.
You nap.
You probably don't remember because you're sleeping on
right.
it.
Probably. I was probably little.
It's nothing to. I mean, on paper, it's nothing to write home about.
It's like the train, basically, right?
Yeah. But it is one of those classic Disney rides where you just sort of ride through the dark and you see inside of Space Mountain and you see inside of Buzz Lightyear.
And the Carousel Progress part of it.
Carousel Progress.
Yeah. And
then
maybe
I'll have to ride it this next time.
You need to ride it. And I will say my list changed a few times. I had I had like the first 3 on the list up there, but I decided I'm going to go off a little bit. So that's my weird one, I guess.
He's going to come back from his trip. He's going to be like, listen, we rode the People Mover like 16 times. There was somebody that like
we did
that tried to do a record, and he rode it literally from park open to park closed.
Oh man, no, I don't know if I can do that.
I actually won a thing. I could have done Rise of Resistance like 15 times that day, but I passed it all up just to do the People Mover all day long.
There was one time I went to Disney World by myself, and it was like on my birthday, and I happened to be there for work or whatever in the area, and I went, and it was towards the end of the night. I was like, I'm gonna go ride the People Mover, and I went and bought a coffee, and I'm like, I'm gonna go ride the People Mover, and they're like, oh, sorry, can't bring that on here. Then I went over to Buzz Lightyear, like, oh no, sorry, gummit! I just bought this coffee. I'm not throwing it away.
Chugging that day. Everybody was Canadian that day.
Yeah, sorry.
There's a guy. There's a podcast I listen to, and he prides himself in sneaking Joffrey's coffee onto the People Mover. Like he's mastered it. I don't know how, because I mean you can like put it in a bag, obviously, I guess, but it's still coffee. Like it could tip over in your bag and all this, but he's figured it out. So.
You have to wear longer sleeves.
I mean, you could obviously just
go
hold your bag a certain way and nobody know, but it's funny.
Put it in a thermos. All right, let's get mine out of the way. If you've listened to our show for any amount of time,
Peter Pan, right? Peter Pan.
Yeah. You will know my favorite ride, and I could put this down like for all top 3. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, my favorite Disney ride of all time. I don't think they could create a ride that they would top it, because I just love it. I ride it when I get to the Magic Kingdom. First time I probably do, and then I ride it again at nighttime because I like it, because it's like 2 different experiences. It's fun to watch or to ride when the fireworks are going off. It's fun to ride during the day, during the night. It's just one of those rides that make you sort of feel like a kid again. And then especially having kids taking them on there. I do have a little story, a little funny story. For my last trip, I was there alone. That's the dreaded COVID trip. But I went, and there were these teenage girls, a group of them. I guess they just follow me around every ride I go to. Because when I went to Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, I mean, they could have been, they were probably college age, I would say. Anyways, there was a group of them, and they were loud and talking, and they were sitting in the seats in front of me. The cast member was coming down checking people's seats, and he was like a college age guy, and they go, "Hey, a friend thinks you're cute." He's like, "Oh, thanks." "Can we have your phone number?" He goes, "Yeah, sure." And they're like, "Oh, what? Yeah. He's like, "I'll give it to you when you come back around, because I got to start the ride." And they're like screaming the whole thing. You could hear him talking the whole ride. "Oh, he's going to give us phone number. This is so awesome. You're going to go on a date with them." Blah, blah. And like, they were just like the whole time. I'm like, just enjoy the ride. What these girls did not know. And I knew the whole ride. And I'm just sitting there laughing. And of course, I'm enjoying the ride because it's Big Thunder Mountain. But I'm sitting there laughing. When you get on Big Thunder Mountain and it goes around its little track, you don't exit the same side that you enter. So we started on the left side, come around, the girl's all excited. They're going to get his cute boy's phone number. And we pull into the station on the right side, and their mood immediately changed. Wait, what? Where's the guy? We're on the other side. Where's the guy? Where's the cute guy? We got to get his phone number. He's over there. I can see him. And you could see him over there just sort of smirking and laughing like stupid girls. And they got off the ride, and they were so upset, and they were walking. It was so funny to watch the whole experience the whole time. The little college girls trying to get a cute guy's number. He played them for the fools.
So at Disneyland, it goes the opposite way, right? Like the track is the different way, or somewhere it does that.
It's different,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because I remember riding it going, this is so weird. It's like Bizarro Big Thunder.
Yeah.
But
That'd be cool. Like
because
if you like you pick that one and that's your ride. That's only one of those you can ride, but it could switch
we could
to
switch
the
to
other
the different
versions.
from around the world
You
because
can have
there's like multiple.
explosions.
That is cool. There, the one in Disneyland does have the explosions and
Yeah.
everything. That's cool. Anyway, so that's my number 1, 2, 3. What? Not,
All
okay,
done.
all done. Shut her down.
All right.
All right, Chris.
All right, Chris.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go with that one. Space Mountain.
So
So out of all those, so there's a ton of rides on here that I haven't gone on.
yeah.
So I've
But you
basically gone
will.
through and picked the ones that I have ridden before and I know I like. Now speak to me after our Disney trip, and this list will probably change.
All people move every year.
All people. But Space Mountain is just one of those classic kind of like little kind of inside roller coaster rides. Again, like just I'm really looking at atmosphere here. I remember like as a kid going in there, it's like, oh, it's so futuristic. Of course, I mean, it's not that futuristic, but as a kid, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going in space. And it's and really you can kind of get 2 rides out of this one because if they turn the lights on, it's like
It's
a
a
completely
death
different
trap.
ride. Yeah, and you're afraid you're gonna die.
That's right.
So
Your head might get
It's
chopped
like
off.
Saw the ride.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, am I too tall? I feel like I'm too tall.
Not Saw the ride. It'd be Final was it Final Destination where the dude's on the roller coaster and gets his
That's
yeah,
right.
it off.
that'd be a Final Destination. But yeah, it's just it's a fun ride and like really like yeah, if you're saying like, oh, you get the one in Disney World and the one in Disneyland, the one in Disneyland is like
Is way better.
so good. Like it's so different.
Here.
Like, it's so different.
Well,
It's like you're riding side by side,
and it's
like,
smooth, right?
Yeah.
It's real.
How you
cool.
get into the ride is weird. Like into the building in Disneyland is weird. You like walk past this helicopter pad and all this stuff. It's sort of weird, but yeah, the ride's way better. And sometimes they do a Star Wars overlay.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
But yeah, it's just one of those classic rides. I remember just especially like there is like it was like park was closing. I think I was with our friend Jared Collinger. We went and a lot of people were leaving already, and it may have been like you're staying at a Disney resort. It was like after hours or whatever, and we just kept going in and out the ride because there was like no one there. It's just going around and around. It was so fun.
That's fun when you can do
Just
that.
like that, right?
Yeah, we did that on Big Thunder one time actually, because it was, I guess, during the fireworks or something, and people, people go watch the fireworks and the parade when they used to have those, and it's like you could just go ride those rides over and over again. That was our favorite time because kind of got to a point where it's like I don't need to go watch these fireworks or parade, but I want to go ride the ride.
It's like a fast people mover.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
all right.
So those 2 rides, Space Mountain and Thunder Mountain were the 2 that I remember the most from the first trip I went on with Ryan, and then I rode them again with my wife on our honeymoon, or at least one of them. But it both times at that point I hated them at both, and it took a while for me to like get back to normal because I would just stare off and like, are you okay? but it's become one of my favorite ones. Yeah, it was very traumatizing to me, but I got to where I love Big Thunder Mountain. Like that's and it was because of my son. I've told this story before, but it's like we needed to do it and let our son experience it. And I said, I'm just going to enjoy it. I'll throw my hands in the air and I did. I had fun, and just I put my hands up, and they're playing my song, and the butterflies they were flying away, you know. So,
don't do that in Space Mountain though. Your hands get taken.
They will fly away. Your hands will fly off. Okay, so my next one, I'm gonna jump on my list, and I'm gonna end up changing one of mine just because I am gonna pick different ones. I did have Big Thunder, but I decided I'm gonna not do that one.
Oh, you can come ride it with me.
Yeah, because I can come ride with you, right? So we said, but I'm gonna pick a newer ride. Because I was going back and forth. I said, well, let's just do it. And because this really doesn't matter, right? But it's the Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway.
Oh, good. I'm glad you picked that one because I thought about picking that one.
It's a newer ride. There's people, it's either you love it or you hate it, right? It's not, I don't think there's a lot of people that are like, because part of it is if you're going to wait in line then you better like it, right? Because it's usually a long line, a long wait. So you either love it or you hate it, right? But it's a very unique ride because it's a trackless ride in some parts or whatever, and it's a train ride, standard ride for the most part. But the scenery that you see, there's nothing else like it. And in some ways you may see it and you'd be like, oh, this is super plain. But then when you start seeing the animations on the wall and the different things that happen throughout the ride and the dancing and all these things that happen, it's a very unique ride when you compare it to some of the classic rides. So of the new rides, I'm going to pick this one to keep. I think I could ride it several times, not run away.
Oh yeah.
And we've talked about before. There's things that you only see when you're sitting in certain spots that you won't see another time that you ride it. So there's always
go back and listen to that episode. We had one of the
that's right. We had one of the creators on
Ryan Donahue.
Ryan Donahue, yeah. So go check that one out. So I wanted to kind of pick one of the newer rides and keep it, and that was one that I picked.
Cool.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Nothing can stop us now.
Nothing can stop us now. Oh boy. All right. Welcome, foolish mortals.
That was going to be one of mine.
I'm going to do Small World. No.
That makes sense.
No. Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
That would be it's the classic dark ride. So, yeah, I love Haunted Mansion. I can ride it multiple times. And sometimes even now you see new stuff you didn't notice before. But yeah, it's just a classic ride, and I have a Funko Pop shelf of a bunch of the Haunted Mansion stuff. So I love it. It's and it's one that you can just relax in. It's in the dark.
Yeah.
Just sit back.
Bring home a ghost.
You get a cool breeze that comes in a couple parts. And
There's a story to it that you can sort of figure out.
You can make out with your lady a little bit.
Oh gosh.
Oh man, there's cameras everywhere. Now the one at Disneyland has the Hatbox Ghost. Disney World doesn't have it, and they have an overlay. So again, if we're talking, we can have them all.
Well, I mean, one of the best parts about the Disneyland is the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Overlay that they do around like Halloween and Christmas time. It's amazing. So good.
Yeah, it was close when we were there. So, but the cool thing about all the different Haunted Mansions throughout the world, they all sort of have their own theming, which is
unique take.
Yeah, I recently found out that there was the Hatbox Ghost was in Disneyland, and then in Disney World originally they had this like skeleton
shoehorn ghost.
No, he was like hanging in the spider web for a while, and there was a big spider web, and then they got rid of him and put in a spider, and now that's all gone. There's no spiders. So I guess that was their version. And they used to have a knight that would a person in a real person in a night car. I knew about that one for a while. That would pop out at you, but he kept getting hit, so they got rid of him.
Every time.
I had a boss that would go to Disney every once in a while, and she never rode the Haunted Mansion because she thought it was too scary. It would be too scary. I was like, it's anything but. Like, there's nothing scary about it. I'm sorry.
I remember as a little kid being like, oh,
I mean,
it's
as
like
an adult,
haunted
she
me.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see, yes, if you were a little kid, there are things that are very creepy in it, but I mean, it's goofy, right? It's it's fun.
Yeah.
And if your kid can handle it, then you know your kid can handle any of the rides.
Yep.
As far as them being dark and scary. Dark rides, I should say.
Ghost will.
Tower,
fall.
yeah, if they can do Haunted Mansion, Tower of Terror is no
Well,
That's right.
problem. It's
funny.
fine. Just hold them down. Like it'll be okay.
All right, Chris.
Mhm.
Third one. Let's see.
Small world.
I'm gonna have to go with because I'm just I feel like I'm just going with nostalgia and atmosphere with every choice I'm doing here. I'm going with Splash Mountain.
Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
all mountains are represented.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because again, it's just it really envelops you into the ride, like into the story and everything. It's just done up so nice. It on a hot day, it's a great ride. A little cold water splashed on you. Who knows what else is in that water?
Dirty
but it's
water, yes.
Ah,
yeah. But it's just I just remember like as a kid with the family going on it, just riding that and just having a good old time. Just because it's nice and relaxing, and then you scream to death. Yeah, so
yeah. And you get wet. You
Get
will
wet.
get
You're
wet.
gonna get
you
wet.
go to your happy place. So,
Yeah. And sometimes, if you're lucky, your boat will sink. Here recently, yeah.
but yeah, it's just I think everything I picked is just it really envelops you into kind of like the ride, the story from the get go,
Yeah.
just design wise and
When
everything. It's just you're right into.
When it changes to the new story, will it still be your?
I will see. It
Yeah,
depends
it
on how
depends.
well they do it. I am a fan of Princess and the
Yeah,
Frog.
somebody brought up a good point the other day.
like
It's like what the problem with it, the theming is it doesn't fit in Frontierland, really.
No.
Right? Like
Yeah.
at Disneyland, it fits because
Because it's in New Orleans Square.
right,
Mhm.
but they don't have that here, so it's kind of. But they did announce that they're the dates of when they're going to start doing it. I think it was at Disneyland they were going to do it for sure.
I don't know.
Or it was I can't remember, but they.
I hope
did
you get to
announce
ride it, Chris, and when you go. I hope it's still open. It should be.
it will, yeah. It's because you're going in September, right?
Or
Yeah.
August.
August.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was like end of August. Yeah.
Already got my
End
ticket.
of August, beginning of September. It's like right.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
got my plane ticket yesterday, so.
Oh, good.
We got our plane tickets today.
No.
So
Wish.
so Southwest just released their flights for the rest of the year through January, part of January, and I knew that was coming today, and so I was like, every time we go late in the year, I know when that happens, so I go on and make sure I get my tickets, and usually I get a pretty good deal, and today the deals were not so great, and they don't have nonstop flights on the day we're going anymore, and I'm like, what is going on? And I kept kind of looking at it, and all of a sudden it said 5 seats left.
Oh,
What the heck is
God.
going on? So I just went and bought them, and then I checked later, and the price had gone up like $50 for the outbound ticket, and then it went up I think $50 coming back too. So I was like, I did a good thing, I guess. Now they could add more, but and the thing is, like, even if I went through another airline, it was going to be more. Which again, Southwest is considered a budget airline, but like even Spirit and Frontier, it was more. Even with their little program, the Bears Den or whatever for Frontier, it's like it was still more than what I was going to pay with Southwest with the deal I got, which I don't even call it a deal, but we're going to end up leaving a little bit earlier in the day than we planned to, but that's all done. Yay.
I need to look for November then.
Yeah, they just before today, you could only get up to November 5th. and beginning today, you can get through January, whatever. So, yeah, you definitely should go look, and they may change, and I'll check it. And the cool thing about like Southwest is I can go in and switch to those flights, and then just get the credit back on points. So I don't get my money back, but I can get the points back and then use them for other flights, which I've done before. But I don't foresee them changing because it's a Christmas vacation, so. I don't foresee those flights getting any cheaper, but never know.
Yeah.
Never know. Especially with fuel and, well, I mean, it's not gasoline they're putting in the planes, but still, it's like.
Oh, they just go down to the old 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Filled up with a little unleaded.
They just did peanut oil anymore. That's what they're putting in there.
Hoping people get scared to go again. Don't go. But one thing it is, they just released it so that international travelers don't have to test anymore. So it's going to open up to all these people going. The problem is it's so expensive, and for international travelers, even more, right? Because they usually stay for 2 weeks at a time, and it's just more for them to go. But I don't know. I'm nervous about it, but we'll have fun. We'll not get stressed about it. And we'll have months to go. Anyways. So it's my turn, right? Sorry.
Oh, I thought that was your third ride.
I like to ramble. In case you don't know that.
The plane trip was the third ride.
The plane trip, yes, that's my favorite ride. The monorail in the airport. So is this our second or third one?
Third
one. Oh my gosh.
No more after this.
All right.
Right now you have the people mover and runway rail.
Yeah,
it's a busy day.
Moving slowly along.
Moving slowly on the trains. So I'm gonna go again because I think I decided I want, because of what you said about if we're going together, then we can ride the rides that the others picked. So that's why I didn't end up picking Big Thunder Mountain. It was my top one as well. But I'm going to put Pirates of the Caribbean as my last
there
one.
we go.
And it's kind of like what Chris is saying. It's nostalgia. It's a classic ride, and I can't go to Disney without riding it. Just like the People Mover, it's one of those I have to go ride. Like the Haunted Mansion, I've got to go ride it. Jungle Cruise, I might have said a long time ago I have to go ride it, but we didn't ride it the last time, and that was okay because it's the problem with Jungle Cruise is the line is ridiculous. Like if you don't get a fast pass for that ride or a lightning lane. Standing in that line is miserable, right? Because it's all outside and it's always long. So if you ever walk up and see that there's a 30-minute wait or more, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Disney. But if you have a fast pass, do it. It's worth that. But don't stand in that line. I've done it before and it's terrible. But anyways, Pirates of the Caribbean is mostly inside. Queue, so if you did have to wait on it, we were watching a movie the other day. Oh, it's Jungle Book, and the music in the Jungle Book sounds like the music when you're going through the line. I don't know if you ever noticed it, but at the beginning it's like this, and when you're going through Pirates of the Caribbean, it's kind of like that in the background or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, is that the same music? I didn't ever figure out if it was, but it sounds just like it. And I was like, oh my gosh. But it's kind of got a story, right? And it's always just a fun ride, and the unexpected drop. And of course, if we can take both rides, the one at Disneyland and Disney World, there's multiple drops in the first one, right? Or in Disneyland, what I mean.
The Disneyland one's better too.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's long. I watched a video of it the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so long. But it
is long.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and can't go without it. So it's hard just picking three because certainly there are better rides, right? There's better things that they've made that are newer, and people are like, why didn't you pick Rise of the Resistance, whatever. And maybe that's on rides, but it's or Flight of Passage, and but it's it's our list, we can do what we want, right? But it's these are the ones that always, when I think of going to Disney World, the ones that we've mentioned are what I think of, right? The most. And most of these all of these have been at well, except for Tower of Terror, but at Magic Kingdom, right? And that's what I think of when I think of going to Disney World. And we've said, if whenever we go, that's got to be our first park we go to, which that may change on this trip. But we did it one time where we didn't go to it, and it didn't feel right until we went to Magic Kingdom. Right? We went to Animal Kingdom first, and it's like, are we really here? Or are we at the zoo or something? But it's and we do love Animal Kingdom, right? There's not a knock against it, but it's like you just when I think of Disney World, I think of Magic Kingdom. So
yeah.
Anyways, that's my long rambling. Ryan, what is your final answer?
Well, you guys picked all the classics, which I was hoping you guys would.
Since we're all going together, right?
Yeah, we're all going together. So
the plan worked.
The plan worked. So I thought I'd pick something a little newer, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
And Mickey and Minnie's is one of my favorites. It's fun. So you already picked that one. So a newer ride. And surprisingly, it's not Star Wars.
Wow.
I know. Flight of Passage.
Okay.
Oh.
It is a really excellent ride. With the theming and the ride itself, it's probably, I think it's the best screen ride, if you want to call it that. Because sort of like you said, the people mover is relaxing. It's sort of relaxing, like you're just like flying through the air.
You get lost in it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You get totally lost in it, like you're in another world. And so that's my third one, and it's just like, and when you the land around it is well themed, especially at night. It looks so cool. You can ride it multiple times and just see all kinds of different things going on. Chris, you haven't been on it.
I haven't done any of the Avatar rides.
Yeah, so you have something to look forward to. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And even the thing you sit in, they've even made that where it's like you're actually on a living, breathing creature. You can feel it, and it's just like you're there, and it's really cool. It's very well done. And I'm not even a big fan of the movie.
No.
But the ride is excellent. So that's if we put all these together, so we have Tower of Terror, Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, People Mover, Runaway Railway, Pirates, Big Thunder, Haunted Mansion, Flight of Passage. It's a pretty good park right there.
Yeah.
Sure. I'd say so.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody picked, Small World or
Under the Sea.
So do we pick the ones that do we want to pick the ones that we don't, or that we want to take off of the list, right? Get rid of 3.
Yeah, let's just do I'll do or one of us will do our 3. Yeah, instead of going around.
Yeah, I'll do 3. I'm picking 3. I don't even remember what happened in some of these, or I never even wrote them. I don't know. Under the Sea, Living with the Land.
Oh,
Chris. How dare you? How dare you?
And
you broke our mother's heart. I gave her this list, and she said, "Well, of course, Living with the Land is top of my top 3." She did. She really did.
I don't even know what. I don't even remember what happens in that ride. I feel like it's you just
exhilarating ride.
You look at plants, right? So it's like, hey, this corn grows
up in rows,
stuff like that, right?
You see alligators. You see people trying to get cucumbers off of the.
Oh yeah, we need to get rid of that one because that's just a chaos ride.
I'll tell our mother that you got rid of her favorite ride.
She can come on Tower of Terror with me.
So, anyways, Living with the Land. What was it?
The Little Mermaid and the Nemo, because I don't even know what those 2 do.
Pretty good.
You got rid of Living with the Seas. The Seas. You get to see all the fish.
With Nemo.
I can go to.
Oh, this is so the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Is that the Nemo ride, or is that the building? I don't.
The Nemo ride is in the Seas building.
Yeah, but I guess that's what I'm asking.
People eating fish
is that the building?
Oh, are you getting rid of the? Are you getting rid of the aquarium, Chris?
I don't know. Whatever the Seas is.
Oh, Chris.
Because
I can see people eating fish on the Pirates of the Caribbean
You're
ride. So,
breaking my heart.
Don't go breaking my.
well, I mean, really, technically, all these are going away except for the ones we picked. So,
That's true.
because they're all burning.
All right. Well,
Even the sea is burning.
Chris broke a lot of hearts today. He's a heartbreaker. Katrin, what are your bottom three?
Little Mermaid. And
Okay.
I was assuming it meant the Little Nemo ride, let you ride in the little shell or whatever, or not. No, it's not a shell in that
The
one.
Little Mermaid ride, not the Little Nemo
Oh no, the
ride.
seas.
What is
the seas with
yeah,
Nemo?
that's
and
the
friends.
one,
That's
and
what it's called.
it's like the little
So,
video screens that you go past and all that. It's not good.
But it's in the seas. It's
one of those like you're in the movie.
No. Now if it's
movie.
now this is so at Disneyland you're in the submarine, right?
yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But except that
So you did Little Mermaid.
the Little Mermaid, I'm gonna say I don't like the tiki. I'm sorry.
Oh, see,
tiki room.
I like it. You just got rid of Dole Whip. What are you thinking?
No, I got rid of the tiki.
Yeah,
They could leave the building empty and people could just go sit in there, and that'd be really better.
Oh,
And then my last one, I could do without Mission Space, so I'll take that one off.
I can
That's
understand
on my list too.
that one. I like it.
Yeah.
It's fun, but you ride it once and that's it.
Yeah.
I took Mission Space off because it's just sick. Makes me sick.
Yeah.
Even the other part, the calm one.
I did the calm one. I didn't do the other one, but I have no desire.
Oh, I've done.
Oh,
I haven't ridden it
it's
since
fun.
they've had the calm one. I don't think because I did the other one, and I'm like, oh. There was one time we were trying to get on there, and there's a pregnant lady in front of us, and they're like, "Ma'am, you can't ride this ride." And she's like, "I'm riding this ride." And I'm like,
You're gonna have scrambled eggs.
you're gonna have your like. She was like about to drop a baby.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are dropping this baby on this ride. It's coming out.
That's what she wanted. That's how she was going on the ride.
So, all right. So I did have Mission Space. I mean, I could pick another one.
No, it's fine. Because he and I picked the two, or one the same.
Cali River Rapids, because it's too short.
Yeah.
And you get soaking wet.
I thought about taking that one off.
Which
Or you don't get wet at all.
Is that the other Avatar?
No.
What?
Is that the other Avatar? Or what is that?
It's
one?
a raft
Cali
ride.
River Rapids is like a raft
Like the
ride
Grizzly
that's
River Rampage at
it's like-
Dollywood. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
See, I
was
think
better.
of
The
ride
one
like
at
that. I
Dollywood's
think of
better.
Dollywood.
Yeah.
The one at Dollywood's better.
Yes, it's way better. So the first time I rode it, there was a couple on there, and they just stayed in the seat because nobody was riding it, and they said, "We haven't gotten wet yet. Can we ride it again?" And so they just kept riding it until they got wet. They weren't getting wet.
Oh wow.
Like it was
Quarter
just by
bag of
luck.
water.
They were getting turned the right way.
You either get soaking wet or not wet at all.
Yes.
But it's really short. It's like once you get on, you wait in this long line, you get on, it's like it's over.
Yeah, I
And
could do it
yeah.
because we've not ridden it since then.
And then my bottom of the bottom, the ride that I think, why did you make it?
Oh, no.
And I'm going to get some flack for this
I
problem.
know what you're.
Ratatouille.
No.
It's so bad. I'm sorry if you like that ride, but I've said this before. It's like if it was made in the 90s, oh, that's a cool ride. But because it's a new ride now,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, what's going on
Yeah.
here? It's just not a and it makes me nauseous, and it made my wife nauseous. When we got off the ride, I looked at my wife and I said, "What did you think?" And she looked at me and she said, "What'd you think?" And we both looked at each other. We said, "Yeah, that wasn't good." Like the only way I would take my time to ride it again is because my kids haven't been on it.
Yeah.
If they wanted to go on it, that's the only reason I would ever ride that ride again.
Yeah.
Because it is just it's not great. It's
That's fair.
okay at best.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be there.
That's a common thing I've heard.
It's no watching corn grow, but yeah.
Losing the Land, I would ride every time.
Yeah.
But Ratatouille, it's just I don't know. I don't think they did a good job with it. That's just me.
I remember watching it on because it's at Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
Right. It's been there for a long time, and I thought it looked pretty neat watching it there. But and maybe part of the problem is it's like it kind of came out. It's like, why all of a sudden are you adding it here?
Yeah.
Maybe people were saying you need to add this ride, but it's like, why not add Mystic Manor or something else that's from these other parks that looks way cooler, right? But it did look cool. I mean, and maybe it's a little bit different in Paris. Maybe they have different rules there, and it gets crazy over there or something. I don't know, but it's a cool premise, the idea of it. But maybe it's just not executed well or something.
I think outside of there they have that restaurant, the actual from the movie.
Remy's.
Giardo, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Giardo's.
I don't know. I
feel
like I waited, forever, and then it was just like, oh, that was a letdown.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you didn't eat the cheese and the strawberry at the same time to get the.
I guess.
Mixture.
I don't know, but for both of us to get off the ride and be like, I'm not doing that again. But I haven't rode the new Guardians ride, so I couldn't. I couldn't pick that one. I've heard good things, and I've heard once is enough.
Oh, really?
Our dear friend
people that
Ray
like
Chase,
get nauseous.
Ray Chase loved it.
Ray Chase.
Good.
I've heard a lot of people say they love it. Yeah.
Our cousin Sammy said, "One and done," just because of the type of ride it is.
Yeah.
She doesn't really like roller coasters.
Yeah.
But the merchandise looks so cool, but so expensive.
I've heard that it doesn't look as great up close.
No.
Like Loki's scepter and stuff like that looks toyish, especially for like $100.
Yeah, the price point is horrible.
So yeah, that's upsetting.
The good news is there's a lot to do at Epcot now. Right? There's people can go do Remy's. It's like they're not all lining up to get into Test Track now, right? They're lining up over here to Remy's. They're lining up for Guardians. They're lining up for Frozen ride. We didn't talk about Frozen at all, right? But there's more things to do, and they're starting to finish some of the rehabilitation, the renovations that they're doing.
The rehabilitation of Epcot.
That's right. It's new things. It's different now, but that park is improving, and it's and there's lots of other things that we call people eaters, right? There's the stores and the different things to see in the showcase, but when you're not in the showcase, you want to go to these other. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my dog's barking. Now there's more to do. That's my point. And
he's been walking all day. His dogs are barking.
So that's the good thing. Whether or not you like the ride, somebody likes it, so they're going to go to it, right? And Tron's coming out pretty soon too. It's all lit up. Tron. I'm excited to see that from the People Mover. Like it lit up. That's going to be amazing.
Do they have a date when that's open?
They don't. I would imagine they're going to wait as long as they can, because all the people that came to the Guardians, they need to give them something to come back to, is what people have said. It's like, that the reason why they've delayed some of these things is, well, one, it just takes a while, but two, don't rush, because as long as you have something new, people are going to come back and do the new thing.
Yeah.
That is their theory. But there's plenty of people that just want to go and not have to deal with new things all the time.
All right. Well, there we go. You can tell us on our I Am group on Facebook. You can join us. Somebody joined today, so that's nice.
Tell us how wrong we are.
Yeah, tell us how wrong we are, or how right we are. Or if you agree or disagree. If you're a fan of Remy, you can come yell at me. That's fine.
You can add.
Fan of watching corn grow, whatever.
I love watching corn grow.
We talked about Garden Grill earlier. That's the rotating. You can see living with the land right there. You see the boats start going in there. That's kind of cool.
All that food that they grow in there, they use in the park.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
No, they do.
All burned down.
No food in Epcot now.
Not cucumbers anyway.
Anyways, all right. Well, I think that is our time. For those that may be listening that like my kyber crystals on iamGEEK shop on Etsy, the Gatherer crystal, the one that does all the colors, has sold out for now.
Wow. Congratulations.
Sold out. I'm going to wait until I fill all the orders that I have for it, and then I'll put it back up, because Dano was very gracious and did a video that featured some of my crystals, and my orders have blown up. And I've got so many orders that I'm trying to get done.
problem.
And so yeah, so I'm not going to put that crystal back up until I get all these orders filled. I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, Chris? You should know.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, is it not a good thing to do?
Whatever you want to do.
Do what's within your capacity, Ryan.
Yeah. The problem is
And
the
then do more.
chips.
And then do more.
Yeah, pretty much. I got to get more chips and
Potato
the
chips.
RFIDs. And
Go
they're
down to
hard to get.
Kroger or whatever. Get some Tostitos.
Anyways, all right. Well, this has been episode 240. Next week, I guess we will be discussing Terror Isle.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hopefully, we can get them on next week, so it's fresh in our minds. Because I'll be doing it tomorrow, and then I'll talk to them and see when we can get them on.
Good.
Anyway, so that'll be sometime next week. But yeah, so we will be back with you next week with something new, something fun, and of course, something geeky here on I Am Geek. And make sure get your tickets for Comicpalooza. Go to comicpalooza.com for all the information. Bye.
Wow. There we go.
Bye-bye. Vance, thanks for watching, Vance. You're so cool.
Is that our new theme song for the show?
Uh-huh. The Vance song. All right. Well, YouTube, Vance, it's good chatting with you. He may be asleep.
He may be asleep.
Anyways, all right. See ya next week, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Great.
He's here. Bye, Vance.